So my brother-in-law just moved in really close to me, like almost the same neighborhood, just the next neighborhood over. And new homeowner, bought a lawnmower, and he ended up going with the new Toro 60V super recycler, the new matte black one. And he messages me and tells me that that's what he went with, and he said, hey, do you want to do an unboxing video of this? Would I? So this is going to be an unboxing and overview, kind of first impressions of the new 60V super recycler from Toro. This is model 21556, and I'm excited to see what this is all about. I'm excited to see what's in this box and to show it to you. Here we go. So before we open this thing up, this is my brother-in-law, this is Gavin. Say hello to the people.
Hello, everybody.
Tell the people why you decided to go with this mower. You could have gone with any other mower in the Home Depot, and you went with Toro, obviously, over other brands, and you went electric Toro, which is kind of a big deal. Electric lawn equipment in general is getting more and more popular. Why did you go with this?
Honestly, I feel like I went out on a limb a little bit just because I've heard from a lot of people and reading a lot in, I'm so sorry. I gotta look at that helicopter. That's freaking, what are they doing? First out the gate, let me just explain and kind of confess, I was terrified buying my first ever lawnmower. I just moved into a house that's been vacant for over a year. The yard is a disaster. I didn't want to just buy a basic lawnmower, and I know that there were a lot of electric lawnmowers on the market that would have done an okay job, but I knew I needed something that was beefy. And I knew there was a lot of options on the market, but after I did my reading, I found that the super recycler in general, I was thinking about buying the gas version, but I went electric just because of the maintenance. I don't have to deal with draining the gas out, and just as a millennial, I guess you could say, I don't want anything with, you know, hassles. So I felt like it was a lot more of a hassle-free thing for me.
For sure. And like you said, you've got a lot going on in your yard right now, and there's a lot of overgrown grass and weeds and other things, and so right out of the gate we're gonna see what this thing can do, and I'm really excited to take a look at that. All right, so with all that being said, let's break her open and see what's in there. Now push it.
You just feel like you're just gliding across the lawn. This personal pace is a game changer. This is sweet.
First impressions.
I just can barely hear it.
Well, here she is in all its glory.
So awesome.
Pretty nice, huh?
Matte black.
Matte black everything.
It looks so sweet.
So just a quick rundown on a couple of highlight features here. It does have the new enhanced curvature on the personal pace handle there. A little bit more defined than what I'm used to on the Time Master, but I really like it. It's really comfortable. We did notice that right out of the box, the whole handle itself was a little high, and there is a way to adjust that. You just have to loosen up a little bolt down on the bottom here, loosen that up a little bit, and then it will slide down just a touch, almost not even noticeable, but it's enough to where it's actually comfortable when it's in that lower position. And did you find it to be more comfortable too?
Yeah, before we were thinking you kind of felt like you had to be pushing down on it.
Yeah,
but
kind of felt like you were driving it into the ground when you were...
Yeah, just because of the angle, but once you put it down, it felt like we were pushing forward, and it was a lot more natural. Definitely was comfortable after that, so no complaints there.
For sure. Rear wheel drive, which is nice. I like that. I think he's got a slight hill in his backyard. I think that'll be a nice test of the rear wheel drive. I'm excited to see how it does there.
Definitely.
It also has the Run Smart feature, which is kind of cool, where the key goes up here on the handle. Vertically straight up, it's in the auto mode, so when you get into thicker grass or the mower senses that it's got to work a little harder, it'll kick into a second gear and kind of go to its max power and its max torque. You can also enable that automatically so it does that all the time. Now obviously that's going to use up more battery power, but if you just want to go all in on it, max power all the time, you can do that without having to wait for the mower to kick in. You can just send it. Something else that's new on this is the Vortex Technology. You've got kind of a little hood scoop going on here and a little vent, metal vent, and that's going to allow more air to get underneath the deck to keep the clippings up underneath the deck and spinning under the deck so that the mulching can happen a little bit better. It is smart stow capable, which is pretty cool. You just flip the handle down and then you can store it vertically in your garage, and they say it takes up 70% less space. There's probably some math involved in there. I don't know, but it's pretty nice. And you don't have to worry about any fluids or anything leaking out either, because there are none. You have two options as far as what mode you want to be in. You can bag. It does come with a bag. It also has a mulch plug, so you can bag or you can mulch. There is no side discharge option on this model. So pick your poison, bag or mulch. Of course, one other thing to note, metal deck. That's one thing I like about Toro's electric mowers, is they just transfer an electric mower onto the same deck as the gas equivalent. So you've got a really well-built, solid lawnmower here. One other thing to point out is underneath, what's happening on the business end of this thing. There's not really a traditional mulching blade that comes with this mower. It does come with two blades. What did you say? An economy blade and a performance blade. So you can see the difference in the shape of the blades and how those look. And as far as mulching goes, they have the Vortex technology to get more air under the deck, but there's also a couple of wedges that are under the deck, and I'm sure that they're placed strategically to really help keep the clippings under the deck and really break up the clippings. I'm anxious to test how that goes. I'm kind of surprised not to see a traditional mulching blade with the teeth on the other side. So I'll be curious to see the performance on mulching with this. We'll be sure to test that and see how it goes. Toro claims, and these are their words, that this mower does everything the gas can, minus the gas can. Clever. The last thing I want to point out is this is pretty quiet. We just pushed it around the front yard for a minute here. We're going to take it over to his house and really break it in really good. But super, super quiet. It is kind of windy, so I don't know how it's going to come through, but we'll be sure to get some audio later on if it doesn't, and really show off just how quiet this thing is. It's pretty impressive. I just hope that there's enough power underneath to supplement how quiet it is, if that makes any sense. I hope that it's quiet yet powerful. The strong, silent type, if you will. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and wrap up our unboxing and initial overview of the mower. I hope that's somewhat insightful and helpful for you if you're looking at something like this. We're going to put it to the test here over the next little while, mostly at his house. He's got some really interesting things going on at his new to him house, and it hasn't been mowed in months. There's areas with foot tall grass, so we're really gonna see what this thing can do, and we will report back with a review, and it will be a multi-perspective review with someone like me who's used lots of different lawnmowers, and I can kind of compare this to my experience with lawnmowers. This is your first lawnmower. You always remember your first one. I'm curious to see your thoughts on this, and if it's met your expectations as a consumer. Does it work for you? Is it something you're gonna hang on to? Are you gonna return it? We'll find out. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. We'll see how this story turns out later on down the road, and we'll look forward to it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.